Okay. Hi everyone. I am Cheemerler15. I'm one of the teachers on the Discord server, and today we are going to have a Q&A session where you just ask anything about grammar, anything about grammar of the English language, anything like that. I have a YouTube channel, but I'll post a link later. So just ask whatever questions you have, either in the chat or on stage. It does not matter. Hold on one moment. Okay. All right. Let's see here. So again, you can ask your question in the chat, or you can raise your hand and come up on the stage, and I'll let you speak and ask your question. And try to be very specific about your questions. Like, be as specific as possible, because if you ask questions like, what's the difference between the past simple and past perfect? Well, that's not really a question I'm going to be able to answer very well, because that's just a very broad question. But if you ask about a situation, if you ask about a situation in which one tense would be better than the other, then I can help you with that. So ask away. Why do they call it oven when you what? I'm not sure what that's like. There's just one word in that sentence that's throwing me off. Can someone explain how this voice channel works and what they do exactly? Lessons or just chatting? This is a lesson, but it's a lesson where you can ask any question. So you join the stage. So you literally just click on the stage, and then you'll be a member of the audience. And if you want to come up on stage and ask a question or whatever, then you just raise your hand, and then I'll let you come up on the stage. So once you come up on the stage, you'll be heard by not just me, but everyone else in the class. Yeah, I'm talking with everyone here. Everyone here I'm talking to everyone who joined the class. Why did it take so long to have an English class? Well, you'd have to ask the teachers, because a lot of things got in the way for them. Like, a lot of things in their lives got in the way. One of our teachers, Alan G, he used to be quite active on the server, but I don't know what happened to him. Same thing with Demonade. But anyway, you have a question? Ask your question. Is Maggie still active with Conversation Club? No. She hasn't done that in months. She has not been active either. Neither has Dino. Oh yeah, I can help you. Yeah, I tell you can come up on stage, and yeah, that's fine. Hold up, where are you here? Shoot, how do I do this? How the heck do I do this? Because I literally forgot how to do this. Oh, there you are. Dang it, stop moving. Okay, there we go. Okay, how do I... Oh, there you are. I think that's how I do it. There you are.
There we go.
Hi.
There we go. Hello. Hi. Been a long time.
I know.
Hello, everyone, as well.
Yeah, so Tony's just gonna be here helping with answering questions. Okay, let's see. what's the meaning of whom and whose? Well, one is one is like the direct. Oh, well, here, let me explain it like this. So you have who, whom, and whose, and they're all different. They're all in what we call pronoun cases. You know, subject, direct object, indirect object, possessive, that kind of thing. So who would be the subjective case, whom would be the objective case, so direct or indirect object, and whose would be the possessive case, which shows possession or shows ownership. So who is it would be this who, that's the subjective case, and then let's see, and let me just do this as well. Oh, I just typed this in. Let me just type something else. Okay. So.
Whom does this laptop belong to? Sounds very posh.
Right? Yeah, that's the thing.
Going back like Victorian era.
Right? Yeah, that's the thing. Whom nowadays sounds rather fancy or posh, so almost no one uses it. So you can get away with using who. But yeah, that would be the difference. So whom did you call? I called him. Who is it? It is he. Well, technically that's not how people talk nowadays either, but that would be more precise. Instead, people would just say it's him or whatever. And whose book is that? That book is his. So here, let me actually type this out. And let's see, let me just do this so that way and then this and then this. Okay, who is it? It is he. Whom did you call? I called him. Whose book is this? This book is his. So subject, direct or indirect object, and then possessive. And that's really the difference. And of course, like, if you speak German, this system isn't going to be very hard for you because wer corresponds to who, them, and wenn. See, wenn, them corresponds to whom, and then wessen corresponds to whose. So really it's not really much different from German. So except that wenn and them are different cases. Wenn is accusative, them is dative. So them is like to whom or for whom, but really it's the same system. But yeah, that is basically the difference. Oh, I'm glad you found that helpful, because I know some people are really bad at explaining the difference between who and whom, because a lot of people find it confusing, even natives. Like I hear people say things like whom are you when it should be who are you, because you would respond with because like if you like with the verb are, like it has to, if you say you and then are, the pronoun should technically be in the subjective case, because that renames the subject you. You are he, you are she, you are they, or whatever. Although, again, people really wouldn't talk like that. They would just say, you are him, or you are her, stuff like that, because, you know, cases... English has no concept of those anymore, basically. But, yeah, that's basically the difference between whom and whose. and who as well. Okay, I'm trying to. Let's see. Oh, here we go. How to improve? Well, Irem, you could. What I would do is do a lot of listening and reading, because listening helps with speaking and reading helps with writing. So the more you do listening and reading, the more you will improve. Is it possible to achieve fluency without studying grammar? Yeah, it is. It is. It technically is. Now, I know to some people that's going to be weird, but it is technically possible to learn a language to fluency without actually having to open a textbook. Plenty of people do it. Plenty of people learn Spanish, for example, in environments like California or Mexico or whatever. So it's possible. Now, whether or not you should is a different matter, because I don't want to really get into that right now. But I will say that learning grammar won't hurt. It won't. And if you're already fluent and you want to be proficient, that is, you want to be highly skilled and not just speak or write easily, then grammar would definitely help, because it would just it would help you polish what you already know. But that is my stance on the matter. And someone else had a different question here. A good question, actually. I'm trying to find it.
How to punctuate dates, like the 12th to the 31st, 2020. That's the American way of doing it.
Yeah.
We don't do that in England. We do it the other way around. So we do the date, the month, and then the year.
Yeah. Let me
But in
actually.
American, you do the month, the date, and then the year. So
Yeah. So. Yeah. Let me actually type it out. So. So as he just said, we display in America, we display the dates as the month, the number of the month, then the number of the day, and then the year. Whereas in the UK, they do it the other way around. So date, day, sorry, and then month, and then year. So, which is like this.
yeah, there we go.
And that is definitely going to cause confusion for some people, but that's just how the two systems are. So, but yeah, that's how we do it. Normally, like, if you're signing a form or something or whatever, they do specify the form for you, the form of the date, so that you don't wonder how you should write it. But
Mhm.
but yeah, like, that's something to keep in mind.
Yeah, it's usually confusing. Americans, they use different metric systems and everything. But
Yeah. It's like, why don't we just have one system? Why does it have to be two?
you have to understand, America loves being unique and loves having its own, you know, characteristics and stuff like that. They love being different to everybody. So
That's true. That's not wrong.
So, if 2022 could be pronounced as 2022, how would we spell 2000? Yeah, so you wouldn't say 2000, you would just say 2000.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of another example where that would apply. But yeah, it would just be 2000.
Yeah, that's really the only way you can say that.
Yeah. I mean, it's wherever is easier on the tongue, to be honest. Like, for example, imagine saying 2022. It's too much. 2022 is a lot easier. Same goes for 2000. If you say 2000, it's too much. So you would say 2000. It's wherever's easier on the tongue.
Yeah, exactly. So basically, whatever people say, just copy them. That's just do it how they would do it. So
How
like,
would you watch a TV series? Go on. Sorry, finish that and we'll go to that.
oh no, it's okay. So yeah,
So, Aaron just asked, how do you watch TV series, with English subtitles or without subtitles? Your English, I think, is fine, so I would watch with subtitles, simply because you know how Shaiman was saying earlier, you should read and you should listen. And that improves your English so much. And I always say this, watching TV shows or movies with subtitles allows you to do both of those things, listening and reading at the same time. So I would always encourage beginners to watch with subtitles so that you could listen to to people talking, and you can also read at the same time, and that'll help you pretty much improve a lot faster. Or if you're reading, for example, a book, maybe listen to audiobooks at the same time. So read while the other person on the audiobook is reading as well, but you're listening and reading at the same time. So that helps you do both things at the same time. Saves you time. You're more efficient that way, and you'll know how to pronounce stuff a lot better as well, to be honest.
Mm-hmm. And I would add that if you want to listen without subtitles, that's fine. That's fine too. You don't have to use subtitles, but I would recommend perhaps like because again, like if you're going to listen without subtitles, that might be a bit too hard for you at first. So if you have problems doing that, then just stick with subtitles. But really, you can do it either way. As long as you can understand what's being said, go for it. But using subtitles will definitely be easier for a lot of people. So if you feel you need subtitles, then it's fine to use subtitles. As long as they're in the target language, don't use your native language. That's not going to help. Because you'll be busy focusing on that instead of on the actual material. So whatever you do, make sure that you're immersing yourself fully in your target language. So yeah, Limbo, if you want to use subtitles, you still can, but if your English understanding is good enough, you don't need subtitles. But it depends on the person. How would you say the year? Well, I would say 2200 or 1900. That's how I would say those. Yeah, that's how you pronounce it, Bjork. Exactly. What's the difference between the present continuous and simple present? That one's kind of going to be kind of hard to answer because there are contexts, not very many, admittedly. There are contexts where you can use both, and contexts where only one makes sense and the other would be ill-fitting. And so if you provide a specific example, I could help you further. Someone else, there was this one question I saw earlier. Let's see. I saw it. It was a good one. Oh, there it is. When to use... Okay, so this person typed this. Let me copy that and paste it here. If you're going to work in IT, then I highly recommend that you do learn English. Yes, that will definitely be helpful. Because like you have to collaborate with a lot of people from different backgrounds, so yeah, knowing English would definitely help. Okay, so somebody asked this question: what's the difference between
While you do that, let me answer a different question that
Okay.
Holder just tagged me in. How do I expand my vocab? So he says, or she, they say that they read and listen and stuff like that, but they end up using normal, simple words later on when they might be conversing with another individual. So how can they expand on the vocab? For me personally, what I would do is focus on maybe 3 words a day, right? Pick out 3 words that you want to learn and try and use them in your daily conversation. Don't use them just once, use them several times a day and do it maybe for 3 days straight. Then pick out another 3 or 4 words, maybe a handful of them, and try to use those words in your everyday conversation with people. It doesn't matter what it is, but just try and use those words and just try to stick with less than 5. I would say maybe 3 maximum, and do that over 3 days. Then pick out another 3 words, use those 3 words in your conversation, and keep on doing that. You'll get used to using those words over and over again, rather than just reading them once and hoping that maybe it might come to you when you're conversing with another individual. So just write 3 words down, maybe even stick it on a post-it note, put it next to your laptop or whatever, and just read them over and over again, and then try and use them in your daily conversation. Do that for 3 days, and then you'll get used to that word. And then do that with another 3 words, and keep on doing it like that. And then you might just find yourself being very comfortable with using those words. That's how I would expand on my vocab if I'm learning a different language.
Yeah, exactly. So just take it one step at a time. Don't like
Hmm.
try to
Yeah,
memorize a giant list of words. You're not going to learn anything that way.
exactly. Yeah, like 400 words, that's way too many. I mean, maybe you'll remember them. So like when you pull up your list, you'll remember them, you know how to say them, you know what they mean. And that's wonderful. Like if you're starting out, that's fine. But are you really going to remember those 400 words when you're talking with somebody? Most likely you won't. So try to stick with a handful of words, repeat those, and use them in your everyday conversation, and then move forward, and then use another 4 words and another 4 words, and then work down your list of 400 words. And before you know it, you'll know how to use them in everyday conversation, and you won't forget them that easily.
Yeah, exactly. Okay.
Try to take things slowly. Yeah.
Yeah, try not to overwhelm yourself when you're learning because you will quickly become frustrated. You have to take it slowly because these things take time. Because we're the human brain, it's not like a typical computer where you just put something in and then the computer will remember it forever. No, no, you have to. It takes time to learn things. Yeah, you also don't want to get burned out. Trust me, you don't. Okay, so someone asked this question earlier. What's the difference between I like to play video games and I like playing video games? So there's technically no difference here. What you have is in the first sentence you have an infinitive phrase, and remember an infinitive is like it's when you have a phrase like with to and then some verb or whatever the base form of the verb. So like to swim, to eat, to run, those are all infinitives. And adding more words to those will give you an infinitive phrase. Like to play video games or to run a mile or whatever. So that's what's in the first sentence. In the second sentence you have what's called a gerund, and they're ing verbs that end in ing, like eating, running, swimming. These are called gerunds when they function as nouns. So ing verbs that function as nouns are called gerunds. Let me actually type that out. Ing verbs that function as nouns. So so that's what a gerund is. An ing verb that functions as a noun. So you could say swimming is my favorite activity. The word swimming here is a gerund. So that's what you have in the second sentence. I like playing video games. Playing video games would be a gerund phrase. So here you can actually say either I like to play video games or I like playing video games. So it really does not matter either way. Now there are times where you can only choose one form over the other, but it depends on the situation. It's hard to establish an actual rule, but over time you'll just get a sense of which one to use. Although I know this is confusing because in languages like Spanish and Portuguese, infinitives in English both infinitives and gerunds can be nouns. So you could say swimming is fun or to swim is fun, although the first one sounds more natural, but the second one's still grammatical. However, in Spanish you can only say something like to swim is fun. You can't really say swimming is fun. You can't use ing forms in Spanish or Portuguese as subjects because only infinitives can be nouns in Spanish and Portuguese. So it's just a mapping issue. But over time you'll just get a feel for when you can use ing verbs and when you can use infinitives. So yeah, Spanish, because in Spanish you can say, let me actually provide an example. You can say this: You can say this, but not this. I'm sorry if this sentence doesn't sound completely natural, but I tried my best. So you can say this, but you cannot say the last one. You can say the first one, but not the last one. So it's like that. Okay, because so for those of you who don't know Spanish, the first sentence I had, nadar es muy divertido, translates to swimming is very fun. To swim is very fun, I should say. To swim is very fun, if you want a more literal translation. But you can only use nadar, as in to swim. You can't use nadando, which would be swimming. You can't use that form as a noun in Spanish. It just isn't grammatical. But you can use the infinitive form. So that's the problem people have with differentiating between infinitives and gerunds. That's the problem. But yeah, my recommendation is to just keep exposing yourself to sentences that use both infinitives and gerunds, and you'll just get a sense of when to use one instead of the other, or when you can use both. But that's my answer for that question. Oh, thank you, Tony.
It wasn't me, it was someone else. I was just reaffirming the
Oh.
thought. But yeah, no, you're a wonderful teacher. Iram asked, what kind of advice would we give people that shy talking English? And me personally, I think I would say practice, practice, and practice. You can't say that enough. Purposefully putting yourself in situations that's like out of your comfort zone. That helps a lot. If you're uncomfortable with talking with people, do it more often. And when you do it enough, your mind will almost trick itself into thinking it's not an obstacle anymore. And we all make mistakes, but the more you do it, the more mistakes you make, the better you're going to become and not making them anymore. So do it as often as you can, not just type, but listen to people, talk to people, natives or otherwise, and do it as often as you can. You're always going to make mistakes, and don't let that be the reason that you're shy. Don't let that be the reason you're going to hold yourself back. Just practice as much as you can. Just go and voice chat. I do that all the time. I know I'm a native, but I'm trying to learn Turkish, and I go in Turkish VCs all of the time. And I would go in there and I would just sit and listen. And if someone says my name or anything, and I would say hi and whatnot. But, I can't speak Turkish at all. I only know a few words. And I think it's a really good thing where I would go in VCs, I would try and talk to them, I'd practice. And it's quite embarrassing not knowing the language of what everyone else is speaking. But the more you practice, the better you're going to be at it. So do it as much as you can. Just practice, practice, and practice. That's all I can say. Oh, Iram is Turkish. That's fun.
What's up?
Hey.
Hey, hello.
Yeah, I personally, one of my biggest things is I think the best way to learn something is speak with someone native. That's one of the best ways to learn.
Definitely.
Yeah, and I feel that even, especially people like helpful native speakers, I feel that's what, like, if you can just get a language partner and just study with them all the time, it's one of the best things to do to actually learn the language pretty quickly. Did you ever, Chairman, did you ever hear about that one thing? How do you say? It was a thing they did in the colonial times. They got an they got a French kid, the French back in the day, and they threw the kid on, at Boston, and then he had to actually, like, find his own way and learn the language there, and they picked him up in a year and he knew fluent English.
I don't think I've
I always thought that was a really cool thing. I'll send you an article about it later if you'd like.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I would appreciate that. Thank you. But yeah, like, another thing I want to add to that is, if you're shy because of your accent, don't be. Because your accent is a part of you. It's what makes you unique. So, you shouldn't be ashamed of it. Like, it's okay to have an accent. If you want to get rid of it, that's fine. But it's okay to have an accent. Your accent is nothing to be ashamed of. It's a part of you. And some people actually do embrace their accents fully, and the people, like, in their audience actually love that. They love their accents.
Accents are so cool.
Yeah. So it's okay to have an accent. Don't let that stop you from learning English. That being said, if you do want to reduce your accent, which is fine, I would find somebody who find a coach who has the accent that you want. So, yeah, and work with them, and then hopefully you'll improve your accent. So you can actually get rid of it for the most part anyway. I'm not sure you'll be able to get rid of it entirely, but for the most part you can. And yeah, that's really all you have to do. Just practice. Just practice, practice, practice with speaking. And over time, your accent should improve. Okay. Yeah, exactly. Just surround yourself with with people who have the accent that you seek to adopt, because you'll start imitating them. Uh, you'll imitate the way they pronounce words and sounds and stuff like that. So if you want to learn, if you want a British English accent, I mean there are multiple, but if you want one, like, then surround yourself with those people, or like learn
just
from
surround
them.
yourself with English people and you do better.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I was actually I moved over to America when I was pretty young, so it's kind of cool to see those two different types of cultures.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see.
The best way to learn English is to live with it. I mean, it certainly helps. Like, if you surround yourself with people who only speak English, sooner rather than later, you're going to turn out and you're going to start speaking English as well. That's what happens to people who migrate to a different country, especially at a young age. They just pick up the language so much quicker. Because you're surrounded by those people all of the time, you have to almost adapt. Humans are going to adapt one way or another. That's the beautiful thing about us. But not everyone has that option available to them to be able to surround themselves with people that speak the language. So I would just say, like, read, listen, watch TV shows, speak with. This server is incredible because it's always active. No matter what time of the day it is, you're always going to find people in voice chat. So
There's
just
so
go
many
in voice
supportive
chats.
people.
Exactly. Especially if you've got like a beginner role, a flint role, whatever it is. Go in a voice chat and start talking to people. And I'm not even kidding. People are going to be so supportive. They'll be so welcoming. Just start talking to people.
Another one of the funniest things is, for example, I think I know English pretty well since I'm a native speaker, but the American school system's not. I'm not sure if this is controversial or not, but the American system's not the best.
Oh, that's not controversial. Don't worry.
Okay, I'm literally learning stuff as well. I'm literally learning stuff from Shiba. I didn't even know what some of those phrases words you were talking about. So even native English speakers learn stuff, so you guys shouldn't be like afraid of learning, because even a lot of people, I'm sure Tony, Chiman's even like teaching you stuff that you didn't even know about.
Oh yeah, no, he was typing stuff, and I was thinking, should I have been taught that when I was younger?
Yeah,
But,
literally.
like, Chiman is the one that's like teaching me all of this as well. So and we're both like, we're all natives and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
there's so much stuff that you can learn. There's never a
vice
time
versa.
where you're like, I've learned everything, and that is it. You're never going to be at that point. It's always going to be something new that you could learn. So, but that's also the beauty of it, isn't it? Though, like, you're
Yeah.
always learning. You're never satisfied, and you're always overworking yourself and stuff like that. So just keep at it. Just keep learning and stuff. Practice as much as you can.
Yeah, and even when you do reach like C2 or whatever, you're never really gonna stop learning. You're not gonna stop learning. Natives don't even stop learning their own language. You
I've
keep
always
learning.
wanted to know. I've never understood that. What's the the levels of like T2? I've never actually understood that.
So, like, there are 6 different levels. You have the beginner levels, A1 and A2, with A2 being higher, and then the intermediate levels, B1 and B2, with B2 being higher, and then for the advanced levels it would be C1 and C2, with C2 being the absolute highest level you can achieve. And you can get a certificate for it as well.
That's actually pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, is C2 native, like native level?
No, well, it's well, yeah, native like not exactly native, but where you pretty much are almost indistinguishable from a native speaker in terms of grammar. So like you speak almost perfectly, basically.
Oh, I see.
Aside from the occasional or rare mistake, because like for example,
Thank you, Tony, for the diagram.
yeah,
Yeah, I searched it up because lots of people in the server say it as well. Honestly, I didn't know either. And I think it's a bit like, when you're fluent in a language, you don't know these things because other people, they're learning a language and they know about this. I didn't either up until like 3 weeks ago. So I searched it up. But yeah, that diagram pretty much proves it. A1's like the beginner, and then it goes all the way up to C2. You'll never reach the natives because natives are reserved for, well, the natives.
yeah.
But
Native gay.
Yeah, the maximum I think you get up to is C2 basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the reason for this is that after a certain age, like 7 or so, it's going to be very, very difficult, if not impossible, to speak like 100% exactly like a native speaker. Because
Yeah.
you always have those little things, like for example, with the speakers of Russian, they'll still omit articles occasionally, like A, N, and V, like they just forget to put them
I think
in.
you cut out your-
Right. Yeah, I was just gonna say I think you cut
Oh.
out a little.
Oh, my bad.
Some of the thing about actors and native speaking.
Yeah. So, yeah, so you won't ever actually become exactly like a native, but you can get pretty close. So, like when you're C2, you're basically on par with the native speaker. You're not like you both will have the same level of skill. You just won't speak exactly the same. Mostly the same, but not exactly. If that makes sense.
Yeah, kind of, sort of, maybe.
Because like once you get past a certain age, like it's going to be really hard to acquire certain grammatical properties of a language, because for whatever reason, like adults just can't acquire certain parts of a language. Like for if you're learning Spanish, for example, and you're an English speaker, you might occasionally mess up with noun gender agreements, even though you've been learning the language for who knows how long, because your brain hasn't been doing it ever since childhood. So that's one area where you might still screw up, but otherwise you could still be fine in Spanish. So there'll always be those little things that you trip up on that natives never would, but other than that you'd be fine. You'd be basically perfect. But regardless of what your level is, like just try to be the best you can be. Practice, practice, practice.
An interesting thing. Try to speak to a mirror.
Yeah, that can help.
I guess so, because you kind of can't embarrass yourself in front of, well, yourself.
Basically.
I'm not sure if we have it, but do we actually have like a channel for like native speaker questions? Is that a thing?
I don't think we do. Just general question channels.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like there's like a. I think there's still like a pretty big line, as you said, but the difference of what's one of the highest ones we've got like native, and then what? What's the next one down?
You mean like the?
Yeah, I'm just looking at the ranks in the Discord.
Oh.
What's like after native? What is it?
Oh,
Is it
C2
advanced?
or advanced, yeah.
Yeah, there's a pretty big line towards that. I feel that a lot of, obviously advanced people are really good, but I feel there should be like a channel for like specific native English speakers, because I feel a lot of people need that now. Just my thought though.
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah, that actually would make sense.
Yeah, because there's some stuff that that advanced people can't really, or they don't know about, because it could do with culture, if you get what I mean.
Yeah. We should memorize words in order to get to end up. No, you don't need to memorize words to think in English. You just need to immerse yourself in English as much as you can. Although memorization of words helps because you get to increase your vocabulary.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Another thing is you could just have like prerequisite sentences you can use.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, you could learn. You could learn specific phrases. You could do that. That would definitely
Like
help.
stuff you could jump to. For example, if you're ordering in a restaurant, you could learn. I don't know, like I'll have the coffee and a croissant or something like that. Have something prerequisite, so if you're ever in a situation, you can order something that you like, even if you don't know how to speak to them properly.
Yeah. So you could learn to say something like, "I would like a," or whatever.
Obviously, if you're gonna go to one, you're probably gonna get a bit embarrassed if you mess up, but usually, at least what I've seen, American people are very, very friendly when it comes to people messing up because we usually try and help them the best we can, or at least
Yeah.
that's what I've seen.
Yeah, we're not going to outright judge you or whatever. We'll just be helpful towards you.
Yeah, I had a Japanese exchange student stay with us, and so she was out on her own. She was doing something, and then this old guy came up to her, like mid-90s dude, and he didn't understand her, so he actually pulled a translator out on his phone, and it warmed her heart, and it was really cute. It was really nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so don't be afraid of interacting with foreigners. Don't worry.
A lot of native English people are very helpful as well, especially on the server.
Yeah.
You might not be able to talk a lot of the time because usually you get a lot of you are in Europe or Asia and it's like very different time zones, but we'll usually text and we usually answer questions I've seen people act pretty well when it comes to stuff like that.
Yeah. Okay, does anyone have any other questions in the chat?
I was actually hoping people would come up here and ask them.
I'm surprised they are.
There's a reason why you have it disabled.
Oh,
yeah, you
how?
disabled all of
Oh my god.
That's the reason why people have been doing it. You had it disabled the whole time.
Oh no, that's okay. I don't know how the. Let me just fix that then. Oh my god. Oh.
Now you can actually put your hand up, and then Chuman can bring you up.
Watch how
and
many
ask a
people's
question.
hands shoot up when they realize they can actually do it now.
Right? Oh my god. Let me see if I can.
I actually don't know who the owner of the server is. Is it
I actually have never
Ice?
seen that. Who is it? I don't
I
think
think it
it's
might
Ice.
be Ice. Is it
It
not
has-
Ice? No.
It usually has like a little crown next to their name.
Oh, I've got no idea who owns the server or anything.
What I think they do is, I'm not sure because I've seen multiple people do this. Hold on, is this it? No. Okay, what they might do is they get like a random Discord account and they transfer ownership to that account so no one can delete the server in case one of the admin decides to go crazy. That's what I've seen a lot of people do for official ones.
Yeah, I think we've got how many admins we have? We've got 2, 3. I know Ice and Arjun are obviously online, but I think we might have 3 admins.
Okay, Ed has a question. I feel like I can understand a lot of English. I only use English for YouTube videos, articles, program lessons, but I'm able to use the wordings and natural turn of phrases that I usually can see and understand. My phrases feel artificial to me. And he's at B2 level. He's asking how he can avoid it. Well, I feel anything. Do you try and put emotion in your phrases? Because that can be a big thing as well. We'll try. Like, there's a thing about saying. I think you can agree with me, Tony. There's a thing about saying and then expressing.
Mm-hmm.
It might feel a bit artificial because maybe you're not expressing it as good. What do you think, Truman?
Um. Huh. I'm not. Hmm. I don't actually. I don't know.
I don't think Chiman understood the question, to be honest.
It's a hard thing to understand. What I'm thinking is, I think what he means is that when he says stuff, it feels like, like kind of like a robot would. It feels like kind of like an artificial sentence, like it doesn't. Oh, that's a weird one.
Okay.
I think he just. I think it's just like, for example, if you just say something, I just feel it's because of expression, maybe emotion. Maybe he doesn't use emotion as much in his sentences.
Okay. I think the only way to fix that would be to, like, when if you're at the intermediate level and you seem to be at the intermediate level, um, you're not going to have a lot of fluency. Like sometimes you might sound stilted or whatever. Um, I feel like that's going to go away with time because over time you'll learn more and more things in English that let you express yourself more accurately and more fluidly. So if you sound pretty, if you sound, if your level of speech is pretty like narrow in terms of being like range of expression, then like you'll be able to improve that as you learn more and more. So like that problem will go away basically. So you just have to keep practicing. So if you're not very if you don't sound very fluent now, you will sound fluent later. You just need to keep at it. Yeah, like I'm the one leading this lesson, and the other two are helping me answer questions.
To the best of my ability, I might add. I mean, like, I do my best to try and, like, just randomly talk, just to talk to people in the server, and then just help them with questions usually as well. But I don't know, like, I always try and put. I don't know, like, what. Do you guys know what a good channel for that would be, just to offer help to people? The only thing I've really found is the introductions.
Yeah, if you go on like VC beginner practice, excuse me, lots of people are typing there and stuff like that. You can go on VC beginner. There's a channel that I saw where people actually ask for help. Let me see if I can find it. What they do is like, they post stuff they need help with. Sometimes they might even do like proofreading stuff or just normal help. I'm gonna try and find it. Oh yeah, so if you go in English learning, go a little down, there's a thing called English Questions 1, English Questions 2, English Questions 3. I'll tag you in it actually. Give me a second.
So you said beginner English or English
There we go.
practice?
English Questions 1. And then there's like a bunch of them, like 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's see if I can find one.
Yeah,
There's
this seems
proofreading
like
as well.
this seems like
Yeah.
English practice. Chick-fil-A is a 7 out of 10.
Yeah, like, so that's proofreading.
Oh,
It's got like a
classic.
bunch of other things as well, but that proofreading one is really good.
Oh,
basically
raising
people
hands is
asking-
apparently still disabled.
I'm
Oh, is
trying
that
to
disabled?
I'm trying to fix it. I think I might have to ask one of the staff members to help me because I don't think I can. I don't think I can fix. I'm trying to change it, but it won't let me. Let me just ping someone to help me with this. Okay, let's see. Oops. Okay, there. So now we just wait.
people starting to do it?
No.
Oh,
Oh, well, there he is.
it's Shrifty.
Hello.
Hello, Shrifty.
Hi.
Yeah, so I think you have disabled the request from everyone.
I'm trying to enable it again, but it won't. I don't think it's letting me.
Yeah, I have enabled it. Can people just test it? If
Okay.
Everyone, try and raise a hand for us. Let's see if it
Oh,
works.
it's working now.
yeah.
Thank you
Perfect.
so much.
Perfect.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
you're welcome.
Shift is so helpful.
Yes, he is.
Yeah. Take care, guys.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah, take care.
You too.
Welcome.
Okay, good.
What a gentleman.
Yes.
He's helped me so many times before as well. Like, you know, when you have like reports or anything, he's an incredible person.
He is. Okay.
Now, if anyone wants to join, just raise your hands and you'll come up here and you can talk.
And while they're doing that, I'll let this person come up on stage. Come up on stage.
Hello, Morocco.
Oh, hello.
Hi.
Hey.
What can we help you with?
Really, the podcast is really useful. Thanks.
No worries. Chiman is the one that's organized it all. Everyone should be thanking him.
Yeah.
Thanks. It will help me a lot.
G-Man's in the chat here. Well, your mic's a bit glitchy.
Yeah, I heard buzzing just now.
Yeah, it's still happening.
I will take the advice. Just the missing part is I can't speak confidently. I just focus on vocabulary and grammar, but I'm still can't speak confidently. But I'm gonna practice. I'm really trying to immerse myself in English as well as I can.
Yeah, no, that's good. Do you
Like what
talk to like natives or do you come on like VCs and stuff like that quite often? Do you talk to other people in English? I mean,
Not really. I find it difficult to find a native, but I have alternatives by watching shows in UK and YouTube,
Right, okay. No, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good. Yeah. hmm
and
That's really good.
your advice is speaking while he's talking is really useful. Try it, and it's work. Yeah, turn the subtitles on and talking while he's talking.
Yeah. No, I agree. I would say yes. You know, like listening and watching YouTube, TV shows, and all of that. That's really, really good. But you have to understand that will only get to a certain point. You know how like when I'm just trying to think. You know, like, for example, if you're giving a speech, and I give quite a few speeches and stuff, so I know this. When you're giving a speech and stuff, and you've got the speech in front of you, if you only read that speech in your head, and you're like, right, okay, I've got this. When you actually go on stage and you read that speech out, it's very, very different to what you might expect. Because in your head, you're like, okay, I know this. But when you actually do it, when it's more practical, it's very different. So what I would say is, watching TV shows and all of that is really good. And your English is not, it's not at a beginner level, so you can talk to natives and stuff. So what I would encourage you to do is join VCs. In this server or like in your real life, you just talk to people and stuff in English, but do that as often as you can so you get into the habit of actually transferring your skills from not just listening to TV shows and stuff, but actually then putting it into practice and talking with people as well. That's what's going to get you from the stage that you're at the moment, and then advance you into a more fluent stage and stuff like that. So try and speak to as many people as you can in English, and then when you're also talking to people, try and think in English. I don't know how I can explain the thinking in English
Yeah, I
part
know.
to like a different person, but try and think in English as well instead of your own native tongue, and that helps you improve immensely. Doing it constantly, over and over again. Like I said, practice makes perfect. So the more you do it, the better it will be. Try and talk to as many people as you can.
What I also think is a big thing is a lot of people might be afraid to like text to native speaker first for help.
Yeah,
I feel that's a big part.
That's a good point, actually.
I'm just gonna say this now, and I'm probably gonna get a lot of DMs for it. But if you guys ever need an English speaker, I'll talk or I'll text. Just DM me. I'll help you with all of your questions if you need me. I'm sure Tony will help as well if he wants. But I'm always free
Yeah,
to text or call if you guys need me.
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah, there are plenty of people here who would love to help you.
Mhm.
thanks guys a lot. At the first, I was shy to I was very shy to speak because I'm afraid to judge me, my accent. I'm making
Yeah.
I think
mistakes.
your
But
accent's awesome. Dude.
I
thanks,
agree.
man. I appreciate it.
People who aren't natives and they speak English, I really love because it's unique. To you, it might not be unique because you've lived with that accent for your entire life. But with someone like me, with someone like Jiman or like TZ and stuff like that, it's unique to us because we've not heard it before. So it's our first time listening to it, or maybe we've heard it a handful of times before. So to us, it's very unique. It's very different. We like it. It's same with when people listen back to their own voice and they're like, oh my god, I hate the way I sound. But then you ask somebody else and they're like, oh, I love your accent, I love this about you, and so on and so forth. Because you're so used to it, you think that it's not special anymore. But for the rest of us, it's extremely special. So don't ever hold yourself back because you think you might not know English too well, because your accent might not be good, or any other reasons, any other obstacles you might be putting in your way. Because how else are you going to improve if you don't push yourself, if you don't go out of your comfort zone? So do it regardless. And that's the beauty of Discord. No one knows who you are.
Exactly.
You're practically anonymous, So just go out of your way and do it. What if you get something wrong? No one's going to remember it, and that's a good thing. You can practice in the best way. In real life, it might be a tad bit harder because if you do it with your friends, you might be like, oh no, they'll remember it forever. But on Discord, no one knows you. So it's perfect.
Also, another thing, a lot of people in here are either here to speak English or to help people speak English. That's their goal.
Yeah.
And so everyone will help you here. And yeah, I mean, I'm sure everyone's had some pretty mortifying moments online, but right now you don't really think of it much. It's the same thing. Trust me, no one's going to remember a lot of stuff you do. Just don't worry, and just, I guess, don't be afraid to ask for help, and don't be afraid for people.
Yeah, and another thing I want to add is that it's okay to make mistakes. No one is expecting you to be perfect. You can make mistakes. It's fine. Like, you'll learn from them anyway. It's okay to make mistakes, though. So don't be afraid of speaking because you think you'll get something wrong or whatever. It doesn't matter. As long as people understand you, that's what matters.
I agree.
So, Mo, is there anything else you'd like to add?
That might be it.
Oh.
You wasn't hear me or not?
No, we couldn't hear you. Sorry, Mo.
I just wasn't said. The biggest challenge is to get out of your comfort zone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Learning
100%.
English every single day, and don't quit is of course it's hard, but it's gonna pay off later.
100%. That is like probably one of the best advice. Yeah, 100%. I agree. Couldn't agree less. couldn't agree more. Sorry, I couldn't agree less.
It's okay.
No, but yeah, Mo, 100%. I agree with you, and I keep saying that as well. Like, just go out of your comfort zone and do it over and over again. Practice as much as you can, and you know, I mean, if you don't do it now, you might have to do it later on. So you might as well start. You know, it's better late than never.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys.
You're welcome.
No problem, dude.
It was a
Thank
good
you for
time.
coming up, Mo. You're the first person to come up.
Thank you for
I'm gonna
being
still listen.
inspirational for everyone.
Yeah.
Thanks. I appreciate that.
Well, we
Yeah, I'm gonna
appreciate
look-
you.
No problem.
We got more people with their hands up.
Okay, let's invite this person next. Hi.
Hello.
Hello.
What's
I
up?
have some questions. How do you speak English? How do you practice English?
English? Okay.
No, English.
Oh, that I don't know. That's just a completely foreign thing to me.
Wait, what?
You speak good English.
Wait, what is he saying?
I think he's
Good
saying
English, I think. Good English, right? Don't
Are you
use a
saying
different language?
English or English? Which one do you mean?
I don't understand you.
Illis, what is your first language?
English.
But
I'm
that,
s-
could you send me a DM what you're saying? Like, just like type to me. Because I think everyone's having a bit of a problem hearing you. Perfect. Yeah, I trust me, I'm waiting for it as well. His first language is English.
Yeah, English.
Yes, Angelis. Here. Wait, Chiman, can you check your DMs, or since you're recording you can?
Yes, one moment. Let me grab my phone.
So, do you guys have any advices on how to speak more fluently?
Well, I mean, didn't you? Okay, I'm confused about something, because you just sent me a DM saying your first language is English. Is that wrong?
No.
You have the beginner role, but your first language is English.
Yeah, but I speak. I don't speak usually. So my language is rather weird.
No, okay, because you say your first language is English, right?
Yeah, English. Yes.
Then why do you have the beginner role?
Because I speak like a beginner.
I'm confused, dude. I don't know what to say.
I'm a Beninninger.
I'm sorry, dude. Just like it's one of those confusing things. You said that your first language is English. I don't know. Well, what other languages can you speak, if I can ask that?
Assembly.
You can speak what?
Assembly.
Yeah, he's trolling.
He's trolling.
In the beginning.
Yeah, he's definitely trolling. He's going, yeah, he's trolling. Bro,
Okay, good.
bro, I'm telling you, he was fucking dying behind his microphone, dude. I'm trying to keep a straight face, dude.
I muted myself because I couldn't keep it in.
Dude, what? Dude, honestly.
No, don't do that. If you guys are gonna come up, please. I actually have a question.
So
and stuff like that.
seriously though, how do you guys advise us learners how to improve the flow of speech, how to be more, how to practice making up a more colorful and precise sentences?
Well, first of all, try and put emotions and expression in your language. And second of all, try and watch like English movies or TV shows that you can understand. Those will help you as well, and see how, I guess, American actors can portray their feelings and emotions when they speak.
Well, yeah, but how don't you guys have a colorful manner of playing with words?
That's really not for beginners.
Okay.
It's yes, a lot of people do a play on words, but for beginners and even some advanced people might not even get that. I think you can agree with me, guys. Usually play on words.
Yeah.
People don't understand them all the time.
Yeah, I personally wouldn't use them with people who might not be like natives and stuff like that, or people who are extremely good with the language. You don't have to be a native, but if you're not at a level where you're able to understand fluently, I don't think I would be using those kind of words with people. For example, when I come on VCs on this server, I know that the vast majority of people on here are not natives, so I would purposefully try and make sure I only use words that I know they will understand. And that's not me trying to be like I'm going to dumb everything down. That's just me being able to make sure what I am communicating the other person can understand. There's no point of me blabbing words if no one's going to understand them. So sometimes you have to make sure you look at the audience you're talking to and then talk at their level as well. And that's what makes a good speaker. Like, you're not going to use big words with a beginner. You're not going to use like really, like nursery words with a native or something like that. So you have to adjust yourself. Now that's what makes a really good speaker. So just knowing the audience that you're talking to and then adjusting yourself and adapting to the environment. So yeah, don't worry too much about using like colorful words or play on words or anything like that. Focus your attention more about being able to speak fluently and then go the extra mile and learn about everything else. Yeah,
Okay.
maybe read books and stuff like that as well. Watch TV shows. Talk as much as you can, listen as much as you can, and then you'll get there.
Okay, thank you, Tony.
Yeah,
I appreciate
no
the
worries at
advice.
Of course.
No problem.
It's not, you don't have to be perfect tomorrow, you know what I mean? Like, it's not like a one-day thing you wake up and instantly you're perfect. It's a gradual process that takes time. I know some people who have done it within a year or two, that they're at a fluent level, and I'm so impressed by people who are able to learn languages that quickly. But not everyone is like that, and don't ever, hold yourself against, or anything like that. Don't be like, oh, I can't learn it within a year, I can't be perfect, so I might as well not try. Keep doing it, and believe me, you'll get there eventually. It's better than not trying at all.
Yeah, the focus should be on being able to communicate, not being perfect.
100%, yeah. Just getting better, one step at a time.
Another question, if you don't mind, is how do you implement new words that you learned into your everyday sentences?
I touched on it earlier. There was another person who asked a very similar thing. And what he did was he got a list of 400 words, new vocabs that he wanted to learn and use. And every time he would communicate with somebody, he would just forget them. So I wouldn't recommend that. I mean, sure, you can list those 400 words, you can learn them and stuff like that. What I would do is taking a slower approach to that. So what I would personally do is grab, let's say, 5 new words that you want to learn, write them down and really figure out how to pronounce them, you can literally just go on Google and type the word. So, for example, if it's, let's just say, gobbledygook, right? You could just type in gobbledygook pronunciation, and Google will actually tell you how to pronounce it. And you can do like a slow version of it, and it tells you how to pronounce it. Write like about 5 words every 3 days down, and then know the meaning of it, and try and use those words in your everyday conversation, whether it's in real life or whether it's in voice chats or whatever. You can do it in practice first in front of a mirror as well, and then trying to use those words. And it doesn't have to be 10, 20 words, just 5 words every few days, and keep on doing that, and then you'll eventually get to a stage where you'll learn a lot more words. And try slow, just do a handful of few words that you don't know about, that you've never used before, and try to use them in the conversation. But keep in mind that the words that you learn, not everybody will know them. So for example, I've just said the word gobbledygook. There's going to be a lot of people in this voice chat that haven't the foggiest of ideas as to what gobbledygook means. And I would never use that word. I was just giving an example, but I would never use that word in front of beginners or people who aren't natives, because I know they won't know the meaning of that word. So there's no point of using it. If I have to go on to if I have to later go on to explain what the word means, then there's no point of using that word. I would much rather use a word that everybody understands. If I said nonsense, right? Everyone knows what nonsense is. But yeah, I would just use a simpler word that everyone can understand. Not everyone will know what gobbledygook is. Use new words, sure, but use words that you think other people will know. But yeah, the word was gobbledygook.
Doesn't it limit the conversation? For example, if we are trying to talk inside a group and not everybody understands the words, it might motivate them to search up the words and learn it.
That's really good as well. I'd say that as well. So you can do that as well. Or what you can do is actually, for example, I've just said gobbledygook. Lots of people don't know what that means, and I've just explained it to everybody. So it's a bit like nonsense, like poppycock or something. Actually, that's another word people won't know about. Let's just stick to nonsense. So gobbledygook is like nonsense. It's a bunch of nonsense. It's just rubbish.
If I was in English, I would probably be really confused as well.
Exactly. But see, the way that I've just explained it to everybody, now everyone in this voice call knows about it, and they might go on to use later on. And then they might explain it to somebody else. And once you do the explaining bit, that helps you remember it as well. Once you explain to somebody, I don't know, there's a research on it where it is that you, for example, if you're doing a presentation, if you're learning about something new, explain it to a toddler or explain it to somebody really young, and you'll remember it more often. So if there is a word that you've learned and you think other people won't know about it, you can say the word, but try and explain it to other people as well. And, then they'll catch on and you'll remember it better as well. So actually, do that as well. So maybe out of the 5 words that you learn, have 2 of them that you think other people won't know about, use them in everyday conversation. And then once you figure out that they don't know what it means, try and explain it to them. It'll help them and it'll help you as well.
Yeah, that's why teachers always make you take notes. Because you might dislike your teachers, and trust me, I can understand that. But in the end of the day, they're trying to help you learn, and taking notes is one of the best things you can do.
Okay. Thank you for the advice once again.
Of course not.
These are very good, constructive advices that that should help everybody in here to make use of it. And
I actually have a question for you, though. What is your first language?
English.
I know it's not English. Okay, if you don't want to say that's good, man. Jim, are you there?
Yeah. Oh, shit.
No, it really is. I have 2 first languages. It's not. I learned them at the same time, but I don't really use English that much. Just these last 2 weeks I've used English, but other than that, I can write and read pretty fluently.
So what's your other language? You said there's 2 languages. There's English and
Hebrew.
Oh, Hebrew. Right, okay. I don't know. I only know one word in Hebrew, but I'm not gonna say it on a voice call because it's not a good word. It's a bad word.
No, go ahead.
No. I couldn't.
see.
Maybe DM me and I'll tell you. But I'm not gonna say it in front of everybody. But yeah,
They won't
Hebrew,
understand it anyway.
Well, a
be
few of them
an
might. Like,
Yeah. Yeah, I don't want to swear in front of lots of people, but
Yeah,
DM me and I'll tell you. Yeah, it is a swear word. You're right. Yes.
Oh, it definitely is.
I have to be nice in front of everybody.
Yeah. All right. Do we? How many other people do we have waiting, Cheeman?
2.
If anyone else wants to come as well, just put your hand up. Thank you for coming
Yeah.
up, by the way, both of you.
Yes. Okay, go ahead, Limbo. You may come up. Hi.
Yo, hear me?
Yep, I can hear you.
Yes.
So, I just want to say that the thing that Tony said, like, to the person before me, that nobody cares if you say something wrong in a PC. And it's like, really made me think, because nobody know me, like, in real life. So the thing that he said motivated me to talk to you guys, like, right now. And thank you for that.
Of course, dude. Can I ask what your
actually
first
really
language
nice.
is?
Portuguese.
Ah. I see. What's
Oh,
your
cool.
question, my friend?
Yeah, I just wanted to say that.
Oh, thank you, dude. I appreciate it.
Yes, thank
So-
you.
Okay.
Okay. And you can come up, Alex.
Hello everyone, can
Hi.
you hear me?
Hello.
Okay. Firstly, I want to say this channel's name like General English Questions. I want to say, can you ask me some question, and then I will ask my question. What I want to ask.
I do have a question for you. I feel I understand your accent from somewhere. What's your first language?
My first language, like I'm from Azerbaijan, but my first language, it's I have two first language. It's Azerbaijan language and Russian language. I learned
Очень приятно.
same moment.
Очень
I
приятно.
thought it was Russian.
No, I'm not Russian. I'm Azerbaijani.
Oh, I know. Like you just mentioned that one of your languages was Russian.
Russian.
So I
Yeah,
thought
I know. Yeah, I know Russian like better than other language because
очень приятно.
I was studying in Russian school, but now I'm studying in Turkish school in Istanbul.
Ooh,
okay.
Oh, wow.
that's
You
pretty
like
Do you
cool, man.
speak Turkish as well?
Yeah, I learned Turkish, but because it's
Nasılsın, Alex?
similar language with Azerbaijan.
Yeah. I didn't know that. I know a few words in Turkish. I love the Turkish language. It's incredible.
Yeah, Turkish language is like Azerbaijan language, but it went different at 20 years ago. At 100 years
right.
ago, Turkish language was like Azerbaijan language, but they changed.
Right, okay. But it's not too difficult, I would imagine, for somebody like you to learn the Turkish language, then, would it? Because it's,
Yeah,
it's still
it's
similar
I
in a
learned-
way.
Yeah. I learned
Yeah,
Turkish language
right,
in
okay.
one or 2 weeks. I forgot.
Right, okay. That's good.
Thank you.
And what do you study?
I
know
am
you said
studying,
you-
like, business administration.
business administration. Okay.
It's like business. I'm studying how to control business, how to make business, and something like that.
Right. Okay. That's quite nice. That's quite nice.
Yeah, we have.
Are you gonna continue to stay in Turkey, or would you go back to your country afterwards?
No,
What's the plan?
I actually came like 2 weeks ago because my university closed because of summer, you know. So I came to my country to work in my uncle own clothes shop. I'm studying in business administration because my uncle have clothes shop, so I will control it in future.
Oh, right. Okay. That's quite good. That's quite good then. And do you have any questions for the three of us, perhaps?
Yeah, I have one. I have two questions. First, how do you rate my language from 1 to 10?
You mean your English?
Yeah, my pronunciation, my talking, all.
I'll give him an 8. It's pretty good. I can understand him completely. Yeah, I'll give you an 8 out of 10, dude. Your English is really good.
Thank you.
I don't know if this is just me, but Alex, I don't know what it is, but the way that you talk, it just makes me smile. I don't know if it's just me, but
I know why.
So happy.
I know. Yeah, it's because he's obviously mastered like expressions in English.
Yeah, but it just makes me smile when you talk, Alex.
I think it's also his accent.
Good. It's like contagious.
I think it's also his accent.
All of you.
Which is really good. So keep that. Like, don't ever let that go.
Thank you. Bro, I studied English like 1 month at 3 years ago. I finished 2 grammar books, but I can't speak English because I didn't practice. I didn't have I didn't have some peoples to practice my English. But now I have many English friends with whom I can practice.
No, I can imagine. And they're talking to you as well. Like, you sound like an incredible human being. So that's really good.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So, how do you rate my language, my pronunciation, my English language?
Your pronunciation and everything. Like, I think I would go with like a 7 or an 8. But for like just talking to you and stuff like that, would be like 11 out of 10. Because I'd love to talk to you more. Like, I'm not even kidding when I say like the way that you talk, it just makes me smile. Like, there's just something about it.
It's the same about all of us. Your English is so good, and your accent just makes it amazing.
Thank you. I also smiling when I'm speaking with you.
That probably is it. I think that might be. It's like it's contagious.
Because for me, your accent is like native English accent, so it makes me happy. Not happy like. Yes. I also smiling when I'm speaking with you.
No, I understand what you mean. But yeah.
Dude, this is like really wholesome.
Yeah, I saw people typing in the chat as well, but I'm sure everyone agrees. Like, look, people are telling you how nice your accent is and everything. Don't ever let that go, because some people purposefully try and get rid of their accent, but like yours, I don't know, there's something contagious about it that I really, really like. So it's authentic.
As Chiman was saying as well, your accent is what makes you. Don't ever lose that.
Yeah.
You always want to keep that.
All of you make me happy. I don't know. I say it like true, but you make me happy, bro.
Thank you, my friend.
Alex, that's so nice.
Happy to hear that.
Dude, I'm definitely rewatching this.
Guys, do you have any questions for me?
Not really, man. Just keep doing your English, man. You're really good at it, and I feel you can help a lot of people out.
Oh, thank you, bro. Thank you. You makes me happy. Okay, guys, I'm going to sleep. I have, my time in Azerbaijan is 3 o'clock, so I'm going to sleep.
Gee.
Bye, everyone. Good night.
All right, goodbye, my friend.
Bye.
Take care. Gule gule. İyi geceler.
Take care of yourself. Bye.
Bye.
Dude,
I had
oh
to
my
get a
gosh,
bit
that
of my
dude was the
Turkish
most
in there.
wholesome person
I
ever.
know. I hope he sends me a friend request. I'm gonna add him.
That
Someone
is-
can tag him or something. But he's
That
actually
is one of
really nice.
that is one of the reasons that I like doing this, dude. You meet people like that,
I know.
just makes your
I
day
know.
so much better.
Okay, let's see. Okay.
He is
I
a
feel
bit
bad
of a
'cause
celebrity,
me and Tony kind of took over the class.
It's okay. Like, I'm normally not a very talkative person anyway, so it's fine. Oh, he just left.
Oh.
Okay.
They left.
Okay, let me just go to the next person.
Do we have any
then.
more people?
Yeah, a few. Like, oh, well,
Perfect.
there they are. Well, I'll put them in after. But, oh, crap. No, go back. Okay.
Aha, now I'm on. Oh,
Okay.
never mind.
you
Sorry,
hear
I
me?
just yeeted myself out of
Yeah, we
existence.
can.
Okay, yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah,
What's up, my friend? How are you?
this is my first time on this place. Actually, I'm fine.
Do you have any questions for us?
Yeah, actually, since this is the first time for me to join this class, what's your first language, bro? Tony
Which
and
one?
bro.
I mean,
How I
Oh.
say your name? Suchi.
well, we're all native
Zuchi.
speakers, so our first language is English, and it's Zuchi.
Yeah.
You are the native.
Yeah. Suji, you're from England as well, right?
Yeah. I was born
So,
there.
yeah. So him and I were English, and then Human is, I think, American.
Yeah.
Yeah. So our
I mean,
language would be English.
I've lived in a different. I've lived in 2 countries. I moved to. First one was America, and the other one was Japan, for a bit as well.
Oh, right. So where do you live now? Do you live in?
I live in America.
Oh, right. How long were you in Japan for? That's different. I don't think I've ever
1
met
or 2
someone.
years.
Oh, cool.
Studies, or
What was that?
was it for studies, or was it for something else?
I was over there for a vacation, and it kind of was extended.
That's a big vacation.
Dude, yeah,
2
That's
years.
what
God.
yeah. I learned a lot, and all 3 of those cultures are some things that I do take on my daily life as well.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I think we'd all like a big vacation that ends up extending to 2 years.
Yeah, we just loved it so much.
You're like, all right, forget about America, forget about
Yeah.
England. They're just gonna stay there forever.
Yeah,
But yeah,
To
to
answer your
question.
the schooling difference is insane.
Wait, so you studied there as well?
I was in 3rd and 4th grade there, or what their 3rd and 4th grade was.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah.
So you say 4th and 3rd grade, and I'm gonna
Yeah.
pretend like I understand because that's the American version.
Let me think. What's the
It would be like year 1. year 2.
yeah, in primary school.
Yeah. Right.
I
Right.
think.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
sorry.
what about you,
bro?
What's your thing? What's your question, Diane? Sorry, I got it.
It's okay. I love to hear your
Oh, first languages, I think.
okay, each other. So both of you just found out about each other.
Yeah. What about
But
what about you?
bro, Tony?
What's your first language?
My first language is Indonesian. Have you heard about Indonesia?
Fine. Okay, yeah, I've heard of it. We've got lots
I
of people.
I have
on
a
the server,
question
actually.
for you. I have a question for you. Do you like
I have a
royal?
lot of questions, right?
Do you like royal?
What?
Do you like the drink royal?
Sorry?
Wait,
Drink
is
what?
that? Shit, that's Filipino. Oops.
It's
Sorry.
okay.
Sorry.
It's alright.
Actually, I have a question since this is the beginner class, right?
Yeah.
How to answer the question, what time is it, and what date is today? How to say what time is it?
How to say what time? You mean how to ask what the time is?
Do we need to, for example, 5:40, or is it 5 past 40?
Ah, right.
Oh, that's okay. I
Here's-
understand what you're saying. That it's different. Where it's different for
Yeah.
different countries.
Exactly. So the one that you've just said, we would never say 40 past 5 or anything like that, because we would say 20 to 6, for example. But what I would encourage you to do is stick with the normal digital clock. So if it's 5:40, say 5:40, because that's universal.
Yeah,
No
don't be
matter where
like
you are.
don't be like English people.
Yeah.
Quarter past, half past.
Yeah. I mean, I would say it because I'm in England. I'd say it to all
Yeah.
of my friends and stuff. But if I'm ever in a different country, I would never use it because I know we're the only people that say it like quarter past, half past, 22, 6, and whatnot. But stick with the digital clock, and you can never go wrong. So if it's 11:54, which it is here, that's what I would say to people, who aren't from England or whatever. But stick with the digital clock; it'll be so much easier. But if you do want to know the way that it would work, if it's 15, so if it's, for example, if it's 12:15, we would say quarter past. If it's 12:30, we would say half past. If it's anything over 30 minutes, then we would say 2. So for example, if it's 12:40, we would say 20 to 1, because there's 20 minutes left until it's 1 o'clock. And if it's before 30, so if it's, for example, 12:20, we would say 20 past, because there's 20 minutes past 12 o'clock. But honestly, stick with the digital clock and you'll be so much easier. You won't get confused. Yeah, I agree. It's very confusing for people that don't know about it. So stick with digital clocks. Just numbers.
Then we just use the AM or PM, right?
Yeah. Usually, yeah. In England, no one uses a 24-hour clock, so we would never say like 13, 13 or 14 or anything like that. But I know people in America sometimes use it. I know people in Italy 100% use it. Same with Turkey and a bunch of other places where they would use 24-hour clocks. But in England, the vast majority of us stick with a 12-hour clock. But if you're talking to somebody else over the internet, it's a good idea to actually tell them if it's AM or PM, just in case they use 24-hour clocks and they get confused. But yeah.
So when we
digital
use
clocks and do use AM and PM, unless you say 13, then there's no need to say it, right? Because you're obviously it can't be anything else other than PM. But if it's like 7 o'clock, maybe it's a good idea to just let them know.
actually it is almost 6 o'clock AM in Indonesia right now.
Oh, so you can also
So I
say
just-
another way of saying is like 6 in the morning.
Yeah, I just got the notification from this class at almost 5 AM actually when I just got sleep.
Come on, G-man. You're waking people up at 5 o'clock to come to your lesson.
Sorry.
You're so inconsiderate.
Yeah. Yeah,
But I'm so
take
glad to
everyone.
have found out about this class.
Oh yeah, no, G-man is really good. Me as well as everybody else in the chat would wish he would do this more often, but he's also human and he's got his own life, so he can't do it all of the time. But
Imagine I'm
we all wish he
dedicating
would.
you.
Yeah, no, but I mean, I always try and see if he's doing it because I remember the last time he did it, so many people loved it. But yeah, human is a busy man, so he can't always do it. It's really
But I
good to
really
come on
wish
here and ask
we could
Yeah.
make this class more often, I guess.
You, me, and like 70 other people in the VC.
I just found out about the last class is quite a long time ago.
No, I remember. Yeah. As you've got like a horse on your profile picture. I love horses. Do you ride yourself?
Is it polite for me to ask about your age?
My age, I'm 19. I'm probably the
17.
youngest one on you. Oh, wait, never mind.
My
I thought I
God,
might have
both
been
of
the
you
youngest.
just like my son. Maybe I'm 37.
Oh, wow.
Hey,
Wow,
it's Tony.
You know
I'm
when
sure-
you say like
sure.
this is the emoji that I think of, like that. with the little hand thing.
Yeah, hey, I thought.
But yeah, I don't know about Jimin, but yeah, I'm relatively young. I'm 19.
I'd say Jimin's like probably 30, in the 30s.
20. I'm almost 28, so I'm 27.
20.
Yeah, close enough.
Right.
Okay.
What did Ed do? What did Ed say? Oh, that's all good. Okay.
Sorry.
Sorry, I'm just voicing my concerns about something.
I think it's enough for me. I just happy that I forced myself to talk to you guys.
No worries at all. And it takes a lot of courage
I gotta check
to come up here. But once you do, it's so much easier. And I'm glad you did. Because the next time Jimin does this, you'll be a lot more comfortable with it. You've done it before. So you'll come up here and you'll do it again. Try and do it as much as you can. It takes you out of your comfort zone. And I've said it before as well, but I'll just repeat it for the sake of it. It tricks your mind into thinking that it's okay, that it's not a problem. The more you do it, it gets used to the idea, and then you're no longer going to be nervous. You're no longer going to be afraid to come up here. You're no longer going to think, oh, people might make fun of this or that. You're no longer going to care. So do it as much as you can.
Okay, so that was gonna be our last sentence, maybe for another 74 audience that listen to us right now. If you haven't click your right hand, just click that sign right now.
That's perfect. Exactly. So if you want to come up here, just put your hand up.
Thank you, guys.
You were really good. Well done. Thank you for coming up here.
Thank you.
No worries at all. Jimin. I'm just looking at there's this guy called the Duke of Edinburgh. I've looked through his bio and it says knighted by the Holy Spirit, and I just think that's class. That's funny. Oscar nominated and everything.
Hi.
Hello.
Yeah, so I was listening to your conversation. So, if I understood correctly, one of you is from UK, and one is from Japan, and the other one is from the US, or I am mistaken?
Almost right, yeah. So me and Zuchi, he's been to Japan, but he's not actually from Japan. He's from England, but he lives in America now. And then Chiman is American.
Yes.
Oh. Mm-hmm. Oh, I thought Chiman was from the UK. I think that you have a more accent type.
Yeah, no. Me and what's it called? Zuchi are English, and then Chiman is American.
Yes.
Okay, interesting. Well, that's good, guys. Well, I basically just came here because I'm interested to see what kind of level do you think I have. Basically, I am from Mexico, so it would be good to know what do you think about my language, but yes, I'm not sure. So, for example, if I start talking, what do you guys think? Do you think I speak good? Do you think I have an accent? Or
your accent's slight, but it's still good.
Okay. Yeah.
I would, I know Chiman said this before as well, but I wouldn't focus on the accent. At this stage, I wouldn't focus on the accent. Focus on that later on.
Yeah.
Focus your attention more on being fluent. And I will tell that anyone that's learning any language, focus on being more fluent, being able to talk with people. Once you're at a stage where you feel like you're extremely fluent, you can always get better, but at a stage where you feel like you can have no problem communicating with another person. And then if you feel the need to change your accent or sound more native, then do it. But don't do it at the very start, because you're just going to waste your energy on something that matters so very little.
Yeah, you don't want to burn out.
Exactly.
Yeah, and actually, I'm just curious because I'm trying to make an exam. I think is the IELTS or probably TOEFL. So I need to get like a certain level so I get access to work in Canada probably. So that's my goal. But yes, sometimes I feel like those kind of exams are more related to grammar stuff instead of just understanding English, or even, for example, because I've seen that those exams they have like a timing, right? So whenever you're doing an exercise, you need to have a specific time, and if you don't complete the exercise on that specific time, then you're out. But sometimes I feel like those exams are also more related to fast thinking, right? Instead of evaluating your English abilities to speak or doing grammar. But that's my perspective.
Yeah. But even in those exams and stuff like that as well, they don't. I don't know about all exams, but I think the vast majority of them don't focus on your accent. They focus on your understanding of the language, your grammar, and so on and so forth. So pay your attention on that, focus your attention on that, and you'll do incredibly well.
Yeah, but
think of it like, sorry to interrupt you. Think of it like, for example, if you've got like 100 points and you have to allocate them to, let's say, your accent, your understanding of the language, your grammar and stuff like that, and you can't use more than 100 points. If you give your accent, let's just say 50 points, then you've only got those other 50 points and you have to allocate those towards grammar and the understanding of the language. You're much better off using the 100 points that you have, so the energy that you have, all on understanding the language, the grammar, communicating, and understanding other people. Once you do that and you're fluent in that, you can do that extremely well. Then you've got the extra energy, let's just say, that you could use on improving your accent. And even then, accent is, I think it's mostly foreigners that pay a lot of attention on accents because they feel like they're learning a different language. They want to sound like a native.
It's the same with people learning English as well. They usually try and... That's why people are like, how do I sound American or how do I sound English? Because they want to sound...
Exactly. And I'm just like, focus on learning the language. That comes later. It's much better if it comes naturally than it is if you force it, because I've seen people on the server as well where they would purposefully try and put on an accent. That's very different to actually having an accent. When you put on an accent, a native can very easily actually be able to tell. Maybe other people can't, but natives can actually sometimes tell when you're putting on a fake accent. So I wouldn't try and do it.
I've seen some people that do it really well.
Some are really good. No, you're right. Some are really, really good. There was someone that I met, and he said that he was from Egypt, and I thought he was from London. I was like, what? There's no way you're from Egypt. You sound exactly like a native from over here. And he said he's practiced it for a long time, and he's been able to do it. But for him, he's not putting on an accent. That's come naturally over the years for him. So I think that's what you should do as well. Let the accent come naturally, and it's going to feel so much better. You're not going to feel the need to put on an accent, because once you also put on an accent, when you're faking something, you have to always put more attention on it in case you slip up, in case you say something wrong or anything like that. And then you have to focus on the accent, and you also have to focus on the language and then understanding, and it's just too much. You're going to overwhelm yourself. So just focus on learning the language, understanding it, and speaking well. Let the accent come naturally.
Yeah, normally I have a lot of contact with people from the US because most part of my job is in English, so I need to be always talking to suppliers and other people from the US or even from Europe. Obviously, the people from Europe, they have another accent, but most of them, as they are American from the USA, then my ears are more get used to listen to this American accent. So that's why I have like this tendency to imitate the American accent, but sometimes it's kind of complicated because, for example, there are certain words, for example, mountain, right? Like in UK it's mountain, but for example, the Americans, they say mountain or something like that. They cut the T. It's kind of different.
I actually completely
Yeah.
understand where this dude's going from. For example, if I'm speaking with a, I don't know, a Russian dude, I switch to a different accent to make it easier for him to understand me.
Oh
I do the
yes,
exact same thing. Trust me, it's a lot of people.
yes, yes. Okay, that's good. And for example, if you can rate me from 1 to 3, my level of English, well, not 1 to 3, it's a little more. But if you will rate my English from 1 to 5, probably.
I
What
wasn't
do you?
here for the whole thing, so Tony, you have to do this.
1 to 5.
Yeah, what 5 is the max?
I'd go. Yeah, I would go with like a 3. I think like a 3, because
3.
the thing is, I'm a native and you can communicate with me. I've understood everything you've said. You've understood everything I've said. So I think we're already on a really good path. You can improve from there a lot as well. But you can communicate with a native, so that's already better than a ton of people. So I'd go with like a 3 or a 4, and then there's always room for improvement. There's room for improvement for me. There's room for improvement for Chiman, and he's the teacher. Same goes for Zuchi as well.
Nah, I'm already
You can
amazing.
But yeah, there's a room for improvement for everybody, unless your
Yeah.
name is Zuchi.
Exactly. Y'all guys can't get on my level.
Okay, okay. And for example,
If anyone can't tell, I'm being sarcastic.
for example, you told me that you said that I have a 3. What do you think I should improve? I mean, according to your
So
native.
what would you improve and stuff like that? Let me just see. So the first thing that I would say is being able to speak at a. So at the moment, when you're speaking, I can very easily tell that you're not at a fluent level. I don't know how I would explain it. I mean, I'm not a teacher. Maybe Chima or Zuchi might be able to explain that a tad bit better. But I think it's just the flow of the conversation and stuff like that. It's almost like you have to
I
think as
understand.
well.
It's the pace of how you're speaking. That's what
The
Tony
pace is not
means.
problem.
For example,
Yeah, I think so.
when me and Tony are speaking to each other, we're not really stopping to think about our words. We're just talking like it's a flowing river. But with you, we can see you're talking slower and you're thinking more about your words when you're speaking. That's what Tony means by that. It's the fluency,
Okay.
consistency of our speech.
Okay, I pay attention to that. Yes, because sometimes whenever I try to do something or try to talk to different people, sometimes I do it fluently, but it depends on the occasion, right? So yes, I will think about it and I will practice more.
Yeah, but that's the mindset that you have is incredible. You're not like, oh, you're going to stop there, whatever. You're going to learn and you're going to improve yourself. And that's what it should be. You're learning a new language. You're always constantly improving. You're getting tips from people, that speak that language and stuff like that. You're really wanting to improve yourself. But that's really, really good. And I'm sure the next time you come on here, you're going to be better. And then it's going to keep on going like that. It's just keep on making progress just like that, and you're going to do incredible.
Keep on the grind, man.
Exactly. Keep on the grind. Look at you. You really are turning into an American.
Me?
Yeah.
How dare you?
You are. You're going to have to come back to England just for a little bit. You can go back to your roots for a little bit.
I can switch to my English accent and use it properly.
Yeah. There we go.
Yeah, I don't use it usually because a lot of people can't understand me.
That's what I mean.
My family's
Like,
from
sometimes
my family's from Yorkshire as well, so it's kind of a hard language to understand sometimes.
They've got a thick accent, like from Liverpool or something like that.
Oh, I
they've
get
got
what you
quite a
mean.
thick accent.
Yeah, mostly when I
Most
speak
people-
English out to my mum and dad. Can't really do it into anyone
Most
else. I
people,
usually
won't
switch to
even
the
know about
Americanized
what
accent.
Yorkshire is or Liverpool.
Oh, yeah. I understand what you mean.
Yeah.
But that's why I usually use my most American accent so people can understand me better.
Yeah, I totally get that. For Mexican, and I think that most part of Latin America to understand. I think American English is kind of easier for us. I don't know why, because probably we have United States on the other side, right? But yeah, that's a fact.
Yeah,
No, it's
yeah.
really good that you're improving.
One of my
someone-
chopped liver.
What?
I just read the chat.
Oh yeah. No, because someone came to say hello and
I
they
know,
missed
I
you
know, and
out.
they completely disregarded me. I saw.
Come on, immaculate. You're gonna have to come back and do it properly. You're gonna have to say hello to Zuchi as well. But someone said, isn't the pace more about your character than language skill? Because you stutter a lot when you speak your native tongue. I think stuttering is a little bit different because what I mean by pace is sometimes you can tell when someone is stopping to think about what they actually want to say. That's a little bit different than stuttering. When you're stopping to think about what you want to say, it's almost like you are going back to your native language to try and think about or translate in your head and then say what it is that you want to say. It's hard to explain, but you can tell. So if I spoke your native tongue, for example, I would probably stop a lot to think about what it is that I want to say. I did it with a Turkish person that was here before, or who lives in or studies in Turkish, and I wanted to say good night, but I had to stop and think for a second. I was like, wait, what's the word for good night again? And I think that's why it's like when a native or not native person is trying to speak English, they'll stop to think about a word they want to say, or sometimes they might be like, oh, I can't really express myself properly. And things like that. So I think that's what it is. That's when you can tell when someone is not that fluent in a language compared to someone who might
that's
be.
true. But you know what? That's also part of the accent that you're trying to make. Because, for example, in my case, is I'm trying to make the American accent. Probably I would be more fluent if I just speak the way I like. We call it here in Mexico, like the Mexican way you talk in English, but it sounds horrible. So that's why I'm trying to probably imitate like an accent. I would say. But yeah, that's true.
The American accent is relatively easy compared to other accents. I say relatively
American
easy.
accent is pretty easy to do.
Yeah, compared to, because there's so much resources available. You've got TV shows, movies.
I'm gonna get in trouble for that.
But actually, one question that I have is that I've seen some people from America say, for example, there is things instead of saying they are things. So I'm not sure why they use the singular instead of the plural when I think that the proper grammar should be using are, right?
Wait, so there's things and there are things. Is that what you meant?
Yeah, I mean, because I remember that I was in a meeting and one person said, okay, there is things, so why did he say that, right? He should have said there are things.
It's just laziness. That's really it. Because people are starting to do that now. They use theirs for things that are plural. Like it's not standard, but they do it. It's something that's been happening recently. So.
Okay.
I was just gonna say I was gonna let you in on a little secret. Most native people are not the very best. Okay, not most people, but lots of them are not very good with grammar. They know how to speak the language and stuff like that, but what it is because they're native, they get quite lazy. They don't really care about it and stuff. Whereas you're somebody that's learning the language, so you care about every little thing, and you're gonna get the perfect grammar. But people who are natives and stuff, most of them don't really care.
Yeah, dude, I don't
proper
care.
punctuation, exactly. Like when I'm typing on Discord, I might do it, but even in real life, when I'm talking to my friends, I might not converse properly. Like I might not say something that's grammatically correct. That's just because I know whatever I say, the other person's gonna understand.
But it's also a thing about you're also using a lot of slang.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's great. Yeah, slangs are pretty important. Well, yeah, okay. Well, guys, I'm gonna let you guys go because I think I spend a lot of your time and also.
No, it's all right. Thank you for coming.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are kind of just scratching their heads what the hell we're talking about.
Yeah, really.
I hope
I don't
it's not
blame
the
them.
accent.
And I'm not even going to go into this accent as well.
I think you and Cheeman might want to talk a lot because I have an English accent and not many people understand that, unfortunately.
Really?
I guess that's true.
Yeah.
Oh, I appreciate it, and thank you for the compliment.
Probably nice to meet.
I freak people out how many times I can just switch different tones of languages. So much fun. It's so fun. Alright. Do you have anything else, Wilson?
No, I think it was everything I wanted to know.
Wait, Wilson, what's your first language?
What's what?
What's your first language?
Spanish.
Ah, gracias.
Oh,
Cool.
Yeah, you're good. So you're learning Spanish as well, or what?
Nope. No, I'm not learning Spanish at all. I pick up on different languages when people speak them.
Yeah, okay. Yeah,
yeah.
well, you said you were learning Russian, right? At the beginning.
And yeah, I can talk fast sometimes. I'm not trying to.
Okay, yes, I'm also learning Russian. But yeah, not a very easy language, I think.
Yeah.
Okay.
I should totally become a teacher.
I think you should.
Dude, I don't know, do I have to what's the requirement for being a teacher?
There's a channel
Do I have
called
to have a PhD or something?
Oh, well, that kind of teacher, it depends. Some can do bachelor's, some need masters. It depends. Like, if you want to be a college teacher, you're definitely going to need at least a master's. But for high school or less, lower, then you can just get away with the bachelor's degree.
Yeah, I'm 17, dude.
Oh, well, damn. Okay.
Well, I thought you were.
You didn't realize?
older.
No, I'm 17, dog.
Wow. Okay.
I'm not even going into an English speaking thing. I'm going into being an electrician,
Oh, okay.
and I'm also a butcher.
Oh.
So that's an interesting combination.
You're in Japan, right? So you're gonna be an electrician in Japan? Or what?
No, I lived in Japan for a bit. I don't live there currently.
Oh, okay. But are you going to study there, or are you going back?
I'm probably gonna stay in America and get my job in America.
Okay.
Finn, are you talking about like Japanese language? Or I'm not sure if you're talking to me. Hey, Nihongo desu. Watashi wa Tazuchi desu. Yoroshiku onegaishimasu. Namae wa nan desu ka? Yeah, I speak a bit of it. I don't speak a lot, but I do speak some.
You also
love
speak
it.
Korean or you're Japanese?
Let's
Sugoi!
see, what else?
I'm sorry, I couldn't resist. I couldn't resist.
What else do I know? Parlez-vous français? Yeah, I know some French.
Oui, je parle
No, oui. Yeah.
Или ты хочешь говорить по-русски?
What was that?
Russian.
Russian? Очень приятно.
Очень приятно познакомиться.
Hell yeah! Привет.
Привет. Or Korean, for example, you know Korean, you were in Japan. So 안녕하세요.
Oh, I think that I forgot what that means. What? Hello or good morning? I can't remember. One of those.
Yeah, it's hello. Yes, hello.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, sounds good. Okay, perfect, guys. Well, thank you for your time, and I'm gonna guys let you go in a moment, but I'll
Okay. See you guys. See you later.
See you guys later. Bye.
Bye.
See you guys later.
Sorry, like I actually do. I meant to say see you later, but I actually do have to go now, unfortunately.
Okay, here, wait. Can you give me and Tony perms, and we can just keep answering stuff?
Oh
to people?
yeah, that's fine.
I'm not sure. Can you give perms for that?
Shoot, I don't. How do I do that?
Here, just ask one of the admins to come in and see if we can do that.
Okay, let me do that really fast.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm surprised. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I think it's funny to sometimes. Like, yeah, I know bits and bats of different languages, and I think it's kind of funny sometimes. It's like people just go, "Whoa!" It's awesome.
You can also do accents that messes up with people's minds as well.
Yeah, and it's also funny when I switch my English accent to Russian accent to different accents. Yeah, I don't know. I love it, dude. I hope I can help if you Chiman, if you ever do another one, I hope I can help you out with it, dude.
Oh, no problem. That would be fun.
Yeah.
But I do appreciate you two being here.
Yeah, it was a lot more fun when all of us are here. Tony, isn't it like? It's like 1 a.m. for you right now.
12:30, yeah.
12, close, yeah.
Exactly.
You staying on?
Sleeping. I'm gonna stay on for a little bit. I think I'm gonna go to sleep after.
Perfect. We should get another host in here. Yeah, that was a pretty. I liked that session. That was a pretty good session.
Yeah,
it was.
Everyone's really nice. They're coming up and everything.
Yeah. It mostly went into talking though, which was kind of funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, I'm sure me and Tony we'll still try and answer questions as much as we can.
If you're too shy to come up, I would encourage you to come up regardless. But
yeah, because
really
I mean, as you guys have seen, even if you can't speak that much English, we'll still like try and help you the best we can. It's just cool to come up here and talk with us.
Exactly. It helps you with your confidence as well. So come
yeah,
up
definitely.
regardless.
I don't know. I can speak a bit fast sometimes.
Someone said that they're like, when you start speaking fast, the head just goes boom.
Yeah. Oh, I'm like trying to speak slow, but I speak a lot faster usually.
Alright, eager July if you're going to sleep, Aaron.
Alright, good night, Aaron.
How do I get that star roll? I think you have to be on the server for a while. I can't remember how long though.
Oh yeah, I had the same thing. When you're active on the server, whether that's chat or voice call, they give you the star roll. It's an automatic thing, though. I don't think.
Wait,
someone has
does that mean? Wait, does that have anything to do with the stages?
No, nothing with the stages. But that star roll allows you to like post pictures, and you know how I was posting GIFs and stuff. You can do all of that.
So there's no way, apparently.
Yeah. Oh, we'll have to end it probably.
Well, let me see if I can just hold on. No, okay, no, I can let you guys up. You can stay up. It's possible.
Thing is, we can't really call up anybody.
Oh crap! Dang.
Yeah, only stage moderator.
I'm asking Shrifty if he can get me a role to do it.
I can just go AFK for a few hours. Oh, that's true. I can do that. I'll just do that.
Yeah, but then you can't invite people up.
Oh.
Yeah, but regardless,
that's the problem we're having.
Dang.
Thing is, no, Jimin, even if you leave, the stage actually stays open, but the problem is that we can't call anyone up.
Dang.
Yeah, I mean, if you can convince Shrifty to give me something.
Well, at least typing.
Yes, I agree, Kai. Zuchi and Tony for English teacher. Me and Tony will do a class.
I could never be an English teacher.
Why is that?
I don't know. I don't know. They have a terrible English teacher. I only come to help every now and then, but...
I've been playing the long dark this whole time.
See, if I do something wrong, at least I have an excuse and I can just be like, oh, I'm not the teacher, it's all human. When you become a teacher, I've got no excuse. I can blame it all on G-Man if everything goes wrong.
No!
Alright. No! He's being mean. He said no.
Alright, well, that's okay. But thank you all so much for being here.
So, Jimmy, for the record, this is Shrifty's fault.